Hello, hello. We've got another live chat today. Um, just pushed out a whole bunch of um, prints and things that go along with the Logitech c270. And what I want to do is go over uh, how to take apart your Logitech 270, how to put on the new stuff, and all that fun things. I could throw that away. That was from the box. I opened this up fresh today. Nice brand new Logitech C270. So I'm going to go onto the Facebook group. Logitech C270 uh, assembly guide. Paste. So we're going to get some people in here talking about some things. But for now, we're just going to do a quick assembly guide. Hopefully quick. A lot of these live chats go a little long. But we have the camera up above now. So this should give us a better view of what I'm doing. And you don't have to look at my face, which is good for everybody, mostly me. You will need some things. So we will need a Logitech C270. And this is what it looks like normally. It's a very nice little webcam here. 720p max, but it does actually put out 1280 by 960. So this gives you a little bit more headroom, which is great. And we have somebody on chat. And Ben Nichols, hey! Glad you enjoyed the video and the camera stuff. And, ooh, you shoot weddings in Washington State. Dude, I want to go to Washington State. It's so pretty out there from all the pictures. So, hopefully, I'll be able to visit out there one day. And I can see you guys. Because I do plan on going out in a boot when I can. Yeah, so perfect timing, right? We have our C270. We're going to chat about that. So let's start out. So you don't need a lot. You just need a couple tools. I think the only thing that's a little different is you should have a little micro screwdriver set. And everyone should have one anyway. So first things first is we got to pop off this plate. And there's just a little, look at this, we can come in close. There's a little notch right here. And you can use whatever. I'm going to go with the trusty pocket knife. And just pop it off. There's nothing there. We've got 3 screws. So look at that. That's the last time we need the knife. Let's go into our fancy kit here and pick a proper screwdriver. So we need a tiny Phillips head, which I believe the one I've been using is this one. I could be wrong. But you will need to take this faceplate off. So let's make sure those are the right ones. Yep. So you'll have 3 screws that you need to worry about. So there's a screw here, and screw here. We need to save those. So I got my little tray here so we don't lose them. So just take these screws off. Let me bring this tray a little bit closer. You guys don't need a super high detailed how to unscrew a screw shot. So there's 1. And 2 is coming out. And number 3. I'm telling you, man, that's like the easiest upgrade ever for this thing. And then this whole faceplate comes off. We can throw that away. I'll actually put it over off camera this way. So we can also lose this little sound guard. Because guess what? We don't have audio when we use Octoprint webcam. So, and now we can see the internals of this bad boy. And this is the manual focus ring. It already has grooves and stuff. But you can't turn it just yet. They're glued shut. And one of the things you have to look... You know, I have a little bit of glue right here that's holding it shut. So I need to get in there with something sharp. So I usually grab, come on camera. There we go, it's caught up to me. I usually grab a little something sharp and I'll just pick at it. Try to break that glue. Something sharp probably isn't the greatest thing. Because you could jam down in there. And maybe break something, but you just basically want to keep seeing when you finally break that little glue mark off. I should probably put that back on camera. Come on, glue. Ah, here we go. It's coming off now. More and more of that glue that they used to seal this thing down on. If that did it. Almost. Starting to loosen up. Come on, glue. And this time, remember to turn off the background dehumidifier. Let's use our manual focusing ring here and see if we can give it a... Yep. There it is. We now have manual focus ability. So this ring now rotates pretty freely. It's not the smoothest ring, but now we have manual focus. So all we had to do again, so if you're just catching up, we broke off the front faceplate. There's a little notch here. I just used a knife and popped that off. There's 3 screws. We took the 3 screws off. 3 screws are now sitting kindly into this tray. And then you just have to search this little ring to find the glue. And there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's super glue or something cheap like that. They put a little dot of glue to hold the focus ring down. So now we can assemble it again. This is the easy part. I mean, this is going really fast. Like, there wasn't really anything tricky here. So if you have downloaded and printed the improved focuser, you will reuse the hardware. And we got the 3 screw holes. 1, 2, 3. They go here. Fits like a glove. Thank you, Vecco, for the files. And what I like to do is I'll get them pre-screwed in slightly. This will definitely help you out. I'll just put a couple turns in there. And a couple turns in this one. And you know you're screwing in the correct ones because they have little insets. They're stepped a little bit, so that way you can get right in there. Oh, let me get my hands in the middle here. First time using this camera for the hands technique. So you got to make sure the hands are in the center of the camera, so autofocus kicks in. And last screw. Just gonna get that in there a little bit. Now look at that, it dropped it. It dropped right in the tray. How lucky is that? Hopefully my manicure is good. I trimmed my nails. So, not too. That one doesn't want to, oh, it's catching on a piece of stray filament. There we go. Alright, so now I've preset the 3 screws into this. And you can see the nice texture of the PEI, textured PEI. So that goes on like such. And then we just attach this to here. Super duper duper simple. All right, Ben, you watch this at home, man. Have a good one. And there you go. So this is the front faceplate. Super easy. We no longer need this tool, so let's put this. Oh, actually, we will need this later. I'll put this over here in the we've used this tool box. The next step is, of course, applying the manual focus ring. Oop, center. And then we put the main faceplate on, which you just use these. There's 2 little studs. And those 2 little studs match up to these 2 little holes. Viola. And then the bonus here is you need 2 M3 screws. And this is something I redid from the original profile, or the original STL file. Shout out to Vecco for turning it into a step file for us. So that way we don't have to get my other hand in there. And it's just, whoop. This is just a standard M3 screw. Nothing super fancy. And come on, M3. And I made sure it's a little bit of a tight fit, so it's not a perfect. There's no threads in there, so you're making your own right now. You just kind of go until it's countersunk. The other side's not locked in, so give it a little bit more. We'll do an adjustment here in a little bit to make it perfect. That and that one. And keep on putting it in there. And that one went a little crooked. Nice thing about plastic is, come on, hands, focus. There we go, camera. Good job. Boom. And tight. And there you go. You now have a manually focusable Logitech C270. We're not going to stop here. We have to take off this bad boy too. So this is probably the not obvious part on how to redo this. Right here, tough to see, there's a little rubber grommet. I use a pair of sharp tweezers. You can also use the knife. And you just pry that off. And underneath there's a tiny screw. So let's see, let me get my other hand in there so it focuses back on my hand. So right there, you can see there's a tiny, tiny set screw. Oh wait, set screw's on that side. It's on this side. See? Underneath this one, close to the cable, is a tiny, tiny set screw. There it is. Let's see if I can get it on camera. There's a little tiny set screw in there. And we need that same Phillips head screwdriver that we were using a second ago. Maybe even something smaller. Nope, that'll work. We'll unscrew that. And this we don't need. So if that falls somewhere, it doesn't matter. But it's not going to come off immediately. It's still attached with that set screw on. What you got to do, you got to get a tinier. Hello. You got to get a tinier Allen key. I think this is the 1 point something. Smaller than your 2mm. And you just insert it where that screw came out, and you push. And you'll see, keep pushing. Whoop. It launched out. But the little bar that was inside holds it together, comes off. And this whole thing leaves us. We don't need this anymore. So now we have our C270 body with the focuser that we just attached. We don't need this anymore. And as you can see in here, I have a, let's go focus system. There we go. We have a M3 screw with a, you don't have to use a nylock. I just like nylocks. I mean, how this works with the 3D printed part is I designed this little arm. And this little arm has the same knockout as this. You actually want the cables on the left-hand side. So that would go like this. M3 screw would go this way, and the nylock would go here. And all we have to do is pre-thread a little bit. So I even put a spare nylock in there, just in case. So we'll pre-thread this bad boy. And I'll get you the dimensions on this screw. I just knew what it was out of my screw bin. And all I do is I pre-screw it so it gets to here. Oh, sorry, hands in the center. And there we go. And just keep pre-screwing until you get to right there. So you can just start seeing a little melting. And by the way, I didn't print with the support, so it looks really crappy. I forgot to put supports on. I just printed it just for this. We'll insert this and screw this bad boy all the way through until you get to the other side. I wish this was a little bit more elegant. Maybe reusing that little piece that came with it. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can because this is the boring part. I wish I had like cut music and we can listen to something and it would do like a speed montage. All right, almost to the end. And now when it's starting to poke out here, we need to get our nylock, our M3 nylock in place. I just kind of get it. Takes a little bit of dexterity, but I just kind of get it placed there. I'm kind of holding it with a finger. I'll try to screw it into it. At some point, it's going to catch and start rotating, and that was then. Okay. Back that out just a little bit because it's not catching. It's the only problem with the nylock is you have to have enough pressure. And it's really hard to do on camera because I got the thing up in the air. Okay. Grab it with this. You're probably all wondering why that was there. And hold this. And it's a lot easier if I do this for me. Can't hover. Of course, I missed it completely. As soon as I set it down. Unscrew it a little bit. This is like the hardest part. I wish there was some elegant way to hold that, but there just isn't any room. So you guys who are better designers out there. So I'm just basically unscrewing the set. Or unscrewing the screw just a little bit. That way I can get that in there. I'm going to have to go off camera, I think, to do this. Give me 1 second, because it's going to takes more dexterity than it looks like. Put that there. Takes a lot more dexterity. Hey, what up, Alien 3D? Dude, your last UFO package was sexy. So many cool filaments. Let's see if I got it this time. Alright. I am having the struggle bus right now, trying to put this threaded nylock on there. I use clock parts, but not the clock unit. Yeah, someone else was saying that they were going to use the clock parts for a different clock. Which is awesome that you're giving away cool stuff in those things to make a kit. Because I also want to make a different clock. Maybe that... I have to... You know what? We have that print contest... Mr. Alien. Maybe we should tie in that print contest with your box. You and I can figure out something cool to print, and it comes in there. I made the Nuka-Cola. Oh man, Nuka-Cola. I think I almost got it. I think that was it. Grab on. Nope, that wasn't it. You know what? I can make this easier. Always have spare parts, guys. So instead of using the nylock, which is very difficult to line up and make happy, I'm just going to go to a regular, just a standard M3. So we're just going to a little standard M3. And funny thing, I just spent 10 minutes trying to put this on. So just a standard M3. So guys, don't do the nylock. Don't frustrate yourselves. I've done it in practice plenty of times. Hey, look at that. First try. Standard. Wait for it to focus on my hand. There we go. Standard M3. And there we go. Now we have our mount. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I wish I picked a different color, but it said black PETG and I had to print another one. But now we have manual focus. Real simple. We have an arm. You can attach it to whatever. This is just a 12 millimeter circle stud that we can put in. But there it is. That was it. That's all I wanted to do in this video was show the assembly of this, which was literally pop off a faceplate, take 3 screws off of the webcam, pop that faceplate off, make sure to save those 3 screws, and attach it in order. In Viola, we now have a manually focusable c270 camera from Logitech. Yeah. Yeah, dude, grab my email. My email is just my first and last name at Gmail, too. You can always use that. But dude, it'd be so cool because we'd have the print contest. It'd be really fun to send something cool for everyone to do. Someone was saying mechanical stuff. Maybe we can team up and everyone does that. We'll do like an Alien 3D month where everyone gets that 1 month and it'll be specific to something cool for the Prusa forums. Let me put this away. Any other questions on assembling the C270? with its fancy manual focusing plate that I redid, thanks to Mr. Vecco, who gave me the step files, because I could not have redone it without those step files, because that would be a pain in the butt for me to redo. Ooh, so Evan reused the original rod and screw. I did not. I'm a crazy man. But you could do that. I just like the fact that M3s are everywhere in this basement right now. So, made it easier. Let's see what our record time. 20 minutes. Man, this might be the shortest live broadcast ever. With the mount, how's the view of the nozzle bed? So, I also suggest getting a wide-angle lens adapter. And that wide-angle lens adapter, it just goes in the front of here. And you'll be able to see not only the whole front of the bed, but you'll be able to see most of the whole Z-axis. So, with that additional piece added on, you are really good to go. You can see everything. I was broadcasting. If you want to see what it looks like, the last video I put up that has the MMU2 printing live, I had some live, and that one's on the bed now, so that way I can see if it's doing anything crazy. Is it printing behind me? Yep. MU2 is printing behind me right now. And I can't show it because the camera's right here. Hey, camera. Such a nice roll focus. Yeah, here's our little awesome webcam dealy. So yeah, just use the standard M3. Sorry about trying to get you guys to use a nylock. That was a bad idea. Nylocks, bad idea. They are difficult. But then what you'll do is you'll set this on however you want, and you'll manually focus it, and you'll be good to go. Super pretty. And next time you should pick a better color. Black is cool, but slimming, but be nice to have something different. I did the other one in orange. I should have just grabbed those parts, but I want to print them fresh for the cast. So, all right. That will do it. So that is how you take apart your C270, put on the improved focusing parts, and also get it mounted onto the arm, and the rest of it should be self-explanatory. I don't think you need me showing you how to put it on the bed attachment or any other attachments that you may or may not have in the future, because this video, 5 years from now, we probably won't even have C270 cameras. But if you still do, you might have some crazy, like, hover mounts. So that is all. So you guys have a great time. We'll be going back to editing. I just want to do this super fast, and I did it under the 30 minutes I told myself I'd give me to. So thank you for coming in, and yeah, definitely watch from the beginning, because that'll help out more than in the middle or the end. This should process and post really fast because it was a short stream. So everyone, have a great day. I'll talk to you later. And if you have more questions, put them up on the Facebook group, the facebook.com/Prusa community. So everyone hug each other. No, just hug yourselves, because nobody else will. I will, though. And goodbye.